Baba Beast here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that's Tariq in Force. When is he going to come? Now, personally, I would love to see Tariq start at the very beginning of the season and pretty much be in the entire season with Tommy, but I don't believe that's going to be the case. I think what it is that Tariq is going to be a character that's going to show up maybe in the finale, but personally, I would say mid-season finale would make a lot more sense, and I'm going to tell you why. When it comes down to it, Tariq showing up because of that secret ending we got at the very end of Ghost, when he told the person on the phone, "You family, I got you," and he's pretty much coming. It seems to be he's going to a situation that happens and Tommy needs him. Now, he can easily show up at the end, sort of like how Tommy did in Book 2 Ghost, because Tommy showed up like at the very end of Book 2 Ghost Season 1, and he showed up like the very end of Book 2 Ghost Season 3 in like the last 2 episodes. So Tariq showing up, it seems as though he would do the same thing Tommy did. Either he shows up in the very last episode of Force, or he shows up in the very last 2 episodes of Force. But I want to say he may show up in the mid-season finale. That things get so crazy that Tommy calls him and he shows up and he's there for like the remainder of the season, helping Tommy out. And the reason why I say that is because they got to eventually go into their new show. Basically, we got that new spinoff show coming with Tariq and Tommy together, and I think that basically it's going to be a transition. And what I mean by that is that not only are we transitioning out of Book 2 Ghost, we're transitioning out of Force, and it has to set up the new show. And what I mean by that is that what's going to happen with the new show, because if Tariq shows up at the very end, it's going to be a situation where it's like, okay, they're together, we don't know what's going to happen, but if he shows up in the mid-season finale and it leads into the very end, it's like transitioning to what we're going to get in the new show when they're together. I think personally we're going to get an announcement of 2 spinoffs when Force comes to an end, and that is pretty much the sequel series to Ghost, the replacement to Ghost, and that's going to be the Tommy and Tariq show, and I think the replacement of Force, which is going to be this other spinoff they're not talking about. Now, I think that the other spinoff is going to be either a Kane series, too big that has enough popularity to have its own series, but it's probably going to go more towards Kane. And so the Tariq and Tommy show is going to replace Ghost, just like how Origins is replacing Raising Kanan, and this new show is going to be replacing Force as the replacement, and that's pretty much how that's going to be. And we're going to get our new generation of power shows. And so with that being said, that's why I'm thinking Tariq is going to show up in the middle of the season finale. Now, it's Tariq showing up alone. They pretty much hinted the fact he's not going to be showing up alone, that he's going to be showing up with his team. And we saw, at the behind the scenes, we saw Diana out there. I believe Brayden was out there. I wonder if Effie's out there. She has to be. Maybe even Kane. We don't know for sure if Kane is out there or not. But at the end of the day, he's not coming alone. He's coming with a crew, or either he's going to come alone at first and then his crew's going to come later, and then we'll get that Book 2 Ghost Force spinoff crossover together with them, and pretty much that's going to lead into the next series, which is going to be about Tommy and Tariq. And so with that being said, what is going to have to happen for Tariq to show up? Remember, Tommy right now is working with the cartel. He got Task Force after his ass, and Jannard and Diamond seem to be plotting on D-Mac behind his back, as well as Jannard plotting with Showstopper, his girl, against Tommy as well. So Tommy has a lot going on. He's trying to get at Maria because he's beefing with Miguel, and we really don't know how this is going to play out. Will Maria play him? Will Miguel use Maria to play him? Tommy's just pretty much in the middle of a bunch of stuff, and the way things end in Force Season 2, it seems as though he got a lot going on. Now, me personally, I think that Force Season 2 takes place after Book 2 Ghost, the last season, because Tommy does show up in Season 3 of Book 2 Ghost, but it's more like a visit from Chicago and then he goes back. Whereas in Season 4 of Book 2 Ghost, it was pretty much about Tariq and all of them, and Tommy did not show up. But if Tommy shows up towards the very end of, the Tariq showing up in Force pretty much is going to take place after the end of Ghost, which pretty much where that secret ending comes from. And I'm looking forward to seeing when he's going to come. The question is when. Personally, I would say as a fan, I hope he comes in the very beginning. He's there through the whole season. But I think he's going to be their mid-season finale, though I could be wrong, and he might show up like Tommy did at the very end of the season. But we're going to see. I just want to say to all you that it is your boy Baba Beast here. I just want to say much love, much respect. Hold it down, and hold on.